And everybody's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, you bombed the hell out of them, and that's peaceful." Yeah, so like, you're a knucklehead. You people, there's some knuckleheads out there, aren't there? All right, so someone comes in to your yard, like the Iranians, and they tell you, "We're we're going to rape your wife and your daughter," and you're like, "No, we want to have peace. Don't do that. We're Democrats. Let's make a deal. We'll like rape everybody else's wives and children." Right? So, and they're like, "No, no, yours. We're gonna rape yours." And then that Republican that they're saying that to, because it's not a Democrat. Democrats, they've already been taken. They take them over already. So they're like, "All right, you come back. I'm gonna blow your ass away because I'm Daniel Boone and I'm a real man." So they come back and it blows them away, and everything's good. But all of the Democrats and all of the Republicans are like, "How dare you? How dare you kill that innocent Iranian that came to kill you and rape your wives and children?" Yeah, no, I'm okay with that. You guys can criticize all you want. I get a lot of criticism, and I did today. Go look at my ex. So I'm like, and people that I follow and that are I thought I still think they're good people. If you want to criticize me, that's fine. Don't laugh at me. It's like I come over and stuff you don't like. I don't agree with you. I don't come over and laugh at your ass. I'm like, what the fuck? Come on. Maybe I need to defriend you. So, but then if you come in and you say, bullshit stuff like you're a grifter and you gotta go away, right? Delete forever. And but if you come in, you got, I don't agree with that, Michael. I think that this is going to happen, and I don't think it's going to. I don't think it's going to work out that way. And you need to change Shaw to not SHAW, but SHAH. Okay, that's cool. I'm okay with that. So good reflection. I'll take that on. We'll see how this works out. Right. So and then there's somebody in there who's like, well, let them come to your house first. Like, let them come to my house first. I wish they would come to my house first. I will fix that very quickly. But if they come to your house, I think we know what's going to happen. So you're not a Daniel Boone man, right? You don't have and I should just get one of those coonskin hats today because I can afford it, right? I might have to like get some expert. There's probably somebody out there. Mike, I'll send you one of those. I got 5 of them. I don't need a little one, right? I got a medium sized head now. So it'll be interesting if the Iranian takes it upon themselves to close the Strait of Hormuz. Now, in Jim McConnell's time, he basically passed a bunch of laws like that, hand motion. I can do it real fast. Pow! And so he passed a lot of laws where if they did that kind of bullshit, then it could be an act of war. And I don't think we're going to get into war. We're just going to spank the hell out of them. You do that, we do this. You keep doing that, we're going to do more. It's going to be that, right? Because that will definitely hurt the markets. Although America, I think we're kind of self-sufficient now. Trump daddy's back in, right? I don't know if it's complete yet. I don't think we're like exporting like we were when the Trumpster was in office first time, but I'm sure we're going to get close to that. And the big oil daddies are like, yeah, we'll keep that price down because you're hooking us up. You're hooking us up. That's part of the deal. We're going to make some money. So everybody's going to make money under Trump. The Iranians going to make money on the Trump. He was like, I want to do a deal with you, and they're like, no, we don't deal with Americans. It's death to America. That's what we say. It's death to Israel, your partner. Yeah, your partner. You like Netanyahu? No, he's for last. What does that even mean? Yeah, you don't need to know. We don't tell everybody all our stuff, right? Especially not you guys. So, could Iran really block the Strait of Hormuz? Sure, they could. It's like super, super small. You want to see? let's look at it. Let's look at it. If you've forgotten, probably you've seen it before in the past, but maybe it's been a little while. So here's the Strait of Hormuz, and it's pretty tight right there. It's tight. It's tight. Now, I've been in that area. I've been to Oman. I trained Omanis. I trained them. I trained Omani SEALs. They were pretty good, actually. I was impressed with Omanis. And they had a Brit there that was former SAS. He was a sharp dressed guy. He's a little stuffy, like Brits are, but he was pretty cool. I liked what he was doing. He didn't hang out with us. He didn't want to have any beers with us or whatever. But I'm cool with that. You don't have to hang out with us. I respect you as long as you're doing good stuff. So, but usually you talk beer to SAS guys, especially the Aussies, my bros, and they're like, "Oh, we got some beer," and they do. They got beer, they got wine. Oh my God, they got some good stuff in. If you've never been to Australia, go to Perth and go up. They have a river. What's that river? Some of you Aussies would like. I can't believe you can't remember that river, but there's like a river they have, and they have wines, and they have like so good. So yeah, highly recommend hanging out with the Aussies. The Aussies like to party. They like their Barbies, and they got some good Barbies. They got all kinds of meats. They like meats. I like meats. Swan River, spiritual journey. I love it. Spiritual journey, Swan River. So the Swan River Valley has exceptional wines. I think they're some of the best wines in the world. And I guess they have. I didn't do them because I was just a, poor boy military man, and I couldn't afford like the Swan River cruise where they did wine tastings. But if I could go back there, I would like to do it. Maybe some of those Aussies will get into my Lifeway business, and I can go back and make it a business trip. That'd be great. Aussies, please get Wave and let's do good things in the world and party on the Swan River. All right, so it's pretty tight there, as you guys can see. So it's easy. Here's Iran, here's Oman, here's everybody else, Saudi Arabia, and United Arab Emirates. So they have to go through here, the Arabian Gulf. So Iran, it's a big place, and they're not so nice because they're Islamic radicals, right? So they don't get along good with others, right? It's no fun. So we're gonna probably have an issue with them. They're probably gonna play hardball and do something stupid, and then the global markets are not gonna like it. And if they do, they're supposed to pass a resolution. If Ayatollah Ali Khamenei approves the proposed closure of the critical maritime checkpoint through which approximately 30% of global seaborne oil and 20% of liquid gas goes through transits, Brent crude and natural gas futures will surge sharply this evening. And then markets tomorrow will go down, right? Will go down, down. And probably gold and silver will go up. Right? But we'll see. We'll see. It would harm Iran more. I agree, because that's how they make their money. And maybe that's why Russia's like, yes, don't do anything to Iran, United States. And they wink, wink, right? So because the price of oil is going to go up, and they're going to like make a lot of money because they're going to be like, because that's a big moneymaker for Russia, right? So not Swan. Yeah, it is a Swan. Swan River Valley. Absolutely. I think so. Go look it up. Go look it up and get back to me. That's where is it Margaret River? I think it's a Swan. Pretty sure it's a Swan. All right, now I got to look it up. See, you're taking me offline. I got shit to do here. I'm a businessman. Shit to do. That was Eddie Murphy, right? Is it Eddie Murphy in one of those shows? Yeah, I think it was. Swan River Valley. Ah, Perth. Swan River, Western Australia. 25 minutes from Perth. So, yes, somebody was right, and I was right in remembering they were right, or they helped me remember. So, uh, it's it's quite exceptional. It's beautiful. That Perth is absolutely beautiful. North of Perth, you'll run into large stretches of land that are desolate, or used to be that way. Probably not so much. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe Aussies have reproduced enough to like fill all those areas up, but it used to be completely outback, real outback. I remember we did a beach landing there, and we hooked up with uh, the Aussie, demolition guys or whatever, and they took us in their Range Rovers. I like the Range Rover so much. I got one. That's what I'm talking about. I got a Range Rover. So the Range Rovers, like out back, just, and there was like emu running around, like running. I was like, damn, a dinosaur. They're real. It looked like a dinosaur. It was crazy. And then out of nowhere, there was a bar. Out what was that? Really good Aussie beer back then. It's still probably really good. Um, Aussie beer. What's Aussie beers? Foster's. It was Foster's. Yeah. Uh, and Foster's. I haven't drank a Foster in a long time, and now I'm wanting it. Right now that I talked about it, Foster's. Yeah, that's good beer. So I mean, it's way out there, and it was cold. It's a cold Foster's, and we had been on the beach for 2 days because we like did a beach survey. We slept on the beach and then did another one, make sure it was good. And then the beach landing happened, and then this guy shows up, and it was good. We hung out with him, and he took us all around. So kangaroos and all kind of great stuff. Emus. I was like, dang, dinosaurs are still in Australia. Crazy, crazy land. And that was back when Men at Work were good. I come from a land down under. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. So it was good times. And everything at the time was like 20 years behind the United States. And they're always asking us about, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? It's like, I, do whatever you got. You guys are looking good. You do what you want. Don't, they want to be like Americans or something. It's like, no, you guys are like, you're good. No, everybody likes you guys. Don't try to be Americans. We suck sometimes. So especially for Democrat. But they were like, what about this? What about that? And I was like, don't worry about it. It's like, you guys are good. But the one thing they were way advanced in was like in their nightclubs. Their nightclubs back then, and I'm talking like 81, 82, and their nightclubs had these huge screens, and they had videos on them. What was that? What was that other group that was uh, mm, I can't think of the name, but so long ago. So anyway, there was all these like the top bands at that time in the 80s. I love the 80s. The 80s bands were great, and they had them on video, like Girls on Film. So they had Girls on Film. Dun, 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 and it's like, wow, that's like, whoa. They were way ahead. Duran Duran. Yeah, exactly. Uh, Girls on Film. And look up that video. Jeez, that's like risque even to this day. But they had that on the big screen, and I never seen anything like that. So they were way ahead in that aspect, but everything else are like 20 years behind. It was really quaint. I loved it. It was a good time. Max Headroom, yeah, all this. INXS, yep, INXS. And the guy was like found hanging. I think they did that. I think he got out of line, and they made him look bad. That sucks. Because I loved INXS. They were one of my favorite groups. Duran Duran, they weren't an Aussie group, but INXS was, and of course Men at Work. So they had some really good bands back then. AC/DC, yep, right. They're Aussie. So incredible. Bands back then came out of Australia in the 80s. 80s were the time. And not just rock and roll bands, but all kind of bands. Dire Straits. Was it Dire Straits out of, were they Aussie? Huh, cool. All right. So let's get back on track. I know people are like wandering off. So this is a good one. I want you guys to we'll read this along. Not all of it, of course, but I'm gonna read some of this to you guys. This kind of shows you, and in the last several minutes of the show, well, actually, I got. Let's look at it. Let's look. Dun, 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 dun. Girls on film. I looked into Ayatollah Khamenei's eyes. He's willing to die a martyr. All right. So, not these guys are all angry. It's like you see pictures of them before they became, head of the radical, Muslim, Shia, and no, they're not Sunni, they're Shia. So, and they're all smiling, and then once they get in there, like this guy's smiling, and then they're all mean looking. It's like, what happened to you guys? The closest I ever came to Ayatollah Khamenei was in the summer of 2009 during the Green Movement that brought millions of Iranians on the streets to protest against a presidential election that had been rigged in favor of the Ayatollah's preferred candidate. One Friday in June, so this is a British journalist. I was one of two foreign journalists, the only Brit, he says, and the press section of a huge open-air prayer space in the center of Tehran, while a few yards away, the supreme leader delivered one of the most consequential sermons of his life amid chants from the congregation of "Death to America." That has not changed, and that has been chanted for 40 years or more, and "Death to Israel." Same thing, guys. Khamenei abandoned his long-maintained pose of neutrality between Iran's political factions, declaring the election results legitimate and ordering the protesters to end their agitation or face blood, violence, and chaos. So what do they do to the people? They beat the hell out of them and killed them. Arrested women that were trying to, they said the Green Movement was obliterated by truncheon charges and pepper gas, show trials, and prison rapes. I never forgot that look. So he was accusing Western nations of being behind the protest, and he says Khamenei suddenly fixed his eyes on mine, declaring, "And the most evil of them all are the British." Years later, and now 86 years old, Khamenei is the least known of the three national leaders who will decide the future of Iran as he hides in his bunker. Now Trump has done what he previously seemed unwilling to do. Late on Saturday night, the U.S. president ordered military strikes on 3 Iranian nuclear facilities. Okay, rest is history. For Khamenei, this is a moment of truth, which his 46 years of service to the Islamic Revolution is about to end. Those are my words, right? Is about to end. In the 1980s, he waged an epic 8-year war against Saddam Hussein's Iraq, Sunnis. the Sunnis. The Shia and the Sunnis war against each other. And then when Saddam Hussein was taken down, then the Shia came in, the Shiites. They're called Shia or Shiites. And so the Shia came in and took over control of Iraq, and we know what happened. Roadside bombs, killing thousands of veterans, maiming thousands more, right? So let's look at some of the history. U.S. cities on high alert after U.S. bombs Iran. Of course, major cities, New York, Washington, D.C., Chicago, Los Angeles, and then every other Democrat city are in trouble, right? Because they don't have Daniel Boone men. They don't have Daniel Boone men. Daniel Boone was a big man. Then we have Democrats, little men, right? So in the Iraq conflict, and I'm talking about when the U.S. got involved. Now, I was a contractor for the CIA, first for the State Department, watching over Ambassador Bremer, moving him around and so forth. And then a short period of time, I was down in Diwania, Iraq, protecting State Department personnel. And then I started working with the CIA for pretty much the next 11 years. All right, so traveling all over the world. Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, Lebanon, Yemen, Pakistan, the worst of the worst. All right. And why? Because of Iran. Because of Iran, guys. So all of those areas. So I told you guys yesterday how when I was in Iran, part of the basically heading up the advanced portion of the Ambassador Bremer detail. So I would go to the sites where he was going to speak and make sure they're all safe. We had bomb sniffing dogs, and we would go in and set everything up. And I would travel to other parts of the Iraq. I'd go up to the north, go down to the south. I'd go there days before and with my teams, and we make sure everything's safe. And then the other Ambassador Bremer would come in with the protective detail, and we're on the outside, making sure everything's good. I was watching over everything, making sure everything worked. And then when they were done, boom, I was on another plane or another vehicle. We're going to the next place to get ready for his next, because he was a very busy man. He did a lot of good work. So as a contractor, we were doing, quite frankly, more high-risk stuff than the military. Way more. And there's no surprise that more contractors died than military personnel in Iraq and Afghanistan. Now, some of those deaths were just from yahoos that thought they were going to earn some good money and just show up. Well, they showed up to a shooting gallery, and they weren't so smart, right? Unless you had a good background, you died, right? So a lot of those guys died because they just showed up thinking, I'm making all this money, and then they're dead, right? So a lot of them ended up that way. So contractor deaths are often less politically visible than military deaths, which can influence decisions about their use. So we were dying in high numbers, but they were never reported. Contractors died on, like I said, more contractors died, more than U.S. troops. So more than 7,000 U.S. troops were killed in Iraq and Afghanistan, while more than 8,000 contractors, private contractors, were killed in Iraq. And so talked about the 1,569 private contractors were killed in Iraq by July 20th, 2012, right? So yeah, there's a lot more. This was an old one. I just pulled this up real quick. This doesn't even go that far. It only goes to 2010, and then it had that little piece of 2012. So obviously, all the way up until somebody posing as Biden, basically pulled out of Afghanistan. So all the way up to then, that's another 8, 12, whatever years. So there was a lot more deaths. I know. No, we weren't mercenaries. Mercenaries are basically hired to be part of a war. As a military, as a private contractor and protective details, you're not a mercenary. You're not there to fight for the host army like we're seeing in Ukraine, where people from all over the world are coming in, and of course, all those billions and billions of dollars that were being pumped into Ukraine, a lot of that was paying for mercenaries. They were coming from all over the world and dying in big numbers. Right? Send them to the Russian front, and that's where they died. And then some of them that came in acting all tough. I remember this one Canadian sniper. He was like ballyhooed all over the internet, and he showed up, and the Russians came in and like a tank round hit near him and blew the pieces of people, the guys that he was with, and they were dumbasses because they were like smoking cigarettes instead of like down in the trench. So he like ran tail between his legs out of there. He was a lucky one. So a lot of these contractors in Iraq and Afghanistan, and of course the other places where I went, because I was a contractor for CIA, and nobody on my teams during that entire time frame that I was there, 11 years, no one in any of the SEAL teams that I was in charge of ever got seriously injured or died. Ever. No one. Pretty cool, right? That's the power. That's the power of love. So you guys know I'm a love man, right? So I was always pushing that stuff out there. After Archangel Michael was like, we're going to send you back. You're lucky because he didn't say this, of course, but I reflect. And because you were like crazy. You were crazy. You're a crazy man. And because you're crazy, you're like working in the demonic realm, trying to kick ass. And you can't kick ass with hate and anger in the demonic realm, because that's their forte. And so I learned the power of love, and I went in that realm, and I became the master, right? And you can too. And I have courses for that. I have courses for all this stuff, guys. A lot of people have done these courses. A lot of people have bought these courses for other people. They do the courses. They get the courses for other people, and other people have done. I mean, thousands and thousands of people have done these courses. So people have been doing these courses for a long time. So remote viewing, remote influencing, intuition. Start with the intuition course and work your way into other ones. Or if you're smart, you just buy everything. All right, so cheap now. I used to offer these courses for a lot more money, and they used to fly out of there. So still good information. Love equals law of vibrational energy. Yes, the top of the totem pole and vibrational energy. Yes, pure energy. Remember Spock used to sing that? Pure energy. Or he said that. There was a song like, it's like one of those techno songs or something. And then Spock would go, pure energy. Pure energy. It was a popular song too. So yeah, pure energy. That's a love vibration. So you're seeing that this is because of the Iranian Revolution, guys. All of these deaths. And now when I look at the Iranian Revolution, of course, happened in 78, 79. And it was a color revolution, just like they did in Ukraine, just like they tried to do in D.C. with Donald Trump. Remember how they were riding around the Capitol and then around the White House? It was close. It was close. Almost color revolution with George Floyd, Democrat baddie. Democrats are so bad. God. So anyway, stole the election. Democrats stole the election and put in a little puppet boy. and it posed to them. I think the White Hats put the puppet boy in, and they told the Black Hats, "Yeah, we took your boy down, and now we're running the show. You can still do your shit. We know you're going to do your shit, but we're coming for you. We're going to start to take more and more of your shit away, and that's why we're going after Iran. We're taking their shit away." All right, so the numbers killed are staggering, right? Let's just look at Afghanistan. Now I looked at Iraq. The Iraq numbers were like hundreds of thousands of civilians killed, and then like I showed you, 8,000, 15,000 military and contractors, probably a little bit more. And then for the military and so forth in Iraq, there were like another 100 friggin' thousand. So all in all, there's like 500,000. And of course, Iran was funding that. How many people have died? All these bleeding hearts that are out there saying Israel is bombing the hell out of the Palestinian people. No, they're bombing the hell out of Hamas. Hamas controls the Palestinian people. So, and if you look at Ukraine, Ukrainians are bombing the hell out of, had been bombing for 7 years, Russian-speaking people in the Donbass area, killing well over 10, I think 12,000. No bleeding heart Democrats on that one. In fact, they want Ukraine to succeed because we know why. Because they money launder through Ukraine. They have, bioweapon labs in Ukraine. They do human trafficking in Ukraine. They send money to Ukraine, send $1 billion to Ukraine, and they get half of it back. Right? Back to the Democrat Party and all the people in the Democrat Party, so they can run and stay in power, guys. Very, very corrupt system. All right. So in Afghanistan, there were 2,461 U.S. military that were killed. U.S. contractors, 3,846, of course, more, 1,400 more, over 1,400 more. Other Allied service members, 1,144. Afghan national military and police, 66,000. I remember when I was in Afghanistan and Iraq, there were constant attacks on police stations. They would take down the police stations, and then they'd control a little city. They come in and have their way with it, do whatever they wanted, because there's no law enforcement. That's what they would do here in the United States. Same thing, if given the option. But fortunately, they didn't win the last election because somebody made a deal with the Chinese, I think. Right? Let's make a deal. What are the Democrats going to give you? I'll give you more. Right? And he's not going to give him more. He will give him the option of making that. Right? He doesn't give away money. He's a smart man. All right, Afghan civilians, 47,000. Taliban and other opposition fighters, they always inflate these numbers. 51,000. I think that's bullshit. Right? But that's a lot. Right? So we're talking 150, almost 200,000 just in Afghanistan. It's a little tiny place. Iraq, triple, quadruple that. How long have they been fighting in Palestine? Like decades, right? How many hundreds of thousands have died there? How many tens or hundred of thousand or more has died in southern Lebanon fighting Hezbollah? It's insane. It's insane how many. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. But one thing that I like is that President Trump and Harry get along. I mean, not Harry, but William, Prince William. They like each other. They're buds. And you're like, Mike, you're going off on a tangent. No, I'm not. Because this is going to make a big difference in the world. So, United States and Britain, at one time the most powerful country in the world, but still has great influence around the world. Both of them working together will be monumental, I believe, going forward. So let me share the screen and show you Prince William, who will soon be king, I believe. I think they're grooming him, and maybe behind the scenes, Daddy's already gone. That's what I'm thinking. All right, so I mean, look at this wardrobe. Holy smokes! Looks like a double bowline to me. That's a nautical thing, right? We used to do those we used to do these knots when we did demolition. So I mean, look at all this stuff, maritime law stuff. Something's going on there. I don't know, guys. But I mean, you know, that was that Templar cross. What's going on there? It's like, just look at all this stuff. Look at the colors. Wow. And look at her tiara. Oh, that's lovely. And it just all the jewelry and, you know, the earrings. They're probably just for this event. That's all. And then they take that and they put it away. Crown jewels type thing, you know. Crazy. Look at that. So anyway, here they are. They're laughing in the woods. And there he is with the little doggies. All right. He looks like a cool guy. I think he's a cool guy. He's a military guy. He looks genuine to me. I mean, look at that. What the heck's going on with that hat? Jeez. Looks like something out of French Revolution or something. Eddie, King Charles. He's got the world in his hand. He's got the whole world in his hands. So, and then he's got the cross there, and then he's got the wand, right, and the Knight's Cross, whatever. I mean, you could just go through this stuff. Look at that crown. I bet that ruby right there is worth about $2 million. Like, what the, or more, probably 10 million. I don't know. I mean, just look at everything. Just the wallpaper. That's probably real gold. Like, what the hell? My God. The wealth. It's unbelievable. So, and here's everybody looking up. Now, so you got the ladies. They're looking down, contemplative. She's got the contemplative look. Look at that hat. That's a nice hat. Right? I'm not into hats, but that's a good one. I mean, this one looks, wow. Okay. I think you did you not decide which one of these hats you wanted to wear? I mean, you got there, but I mean, look at this thing. This is probably worth about 10 million. Look at that chandelier. Jesus. Opulence. Amazing. And then, you know, this is how we do things. You wave your hand like this, and you smile like this, and you wear your hat like this, and you hold yourself like this. And they go through schools of that. And so much for Harry. Harry's not of the line. Everybody knows that. Deanna had an affair. All right, so now this is a nice scene, very family, right? So you get to, I mean, I don't know, it's kind of like German looking, whatever. Right? So, and you know, here he is, and look at these English girls; they're all proper, this prim and proper. I think it's beautiful. And then here he is, you know, everybody's like, you know, standing by. The British are so proper. They're proper until they get drunk, and they're not proper at all. Then they just let it all out. It's like they're so like proper all the time. They're like, just let me get drunk, and then I'm gonna like just let it all go. Right? And you see them get drunk in the streets. It's pretty sad, but because they really get crazy. So I mean, I think the guy's good. I like the guy. I mean, look at here's a military uniform. I think he served really well. And then here's some children with some. This looks like maybe It's okay food. I think British food is the worst food in the world. It's like, what the hell? It's horrible. And that's might be one of the reasons why they're so uptight. So here we are. They're hanging out. This is what I wanted to come to. They're hanging out. That's a good look. So of course this is the Times of London. So they got to throw their spin in it. And then there is the special relationship. At Donald Trump's request, William was the first UK representative to meet him following his re-election. After the reopening of the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris in December, in a warm meeting indicating Trump's eagerness to align himself with the royal family, because the other ones weren't so royal, they were baddies. He described William as a very handsome and a good man doing a fantastic job. The pair will meet again during Trump's second state UK visit expected in the autumn. As a source close to William quips, so this is where they got to throw in their British knuckleheadedness. Trump seems obsessed with him, which is fantastic for the UK. He just has to smile at Trump, and we get an extra cut in tariffs. Such dry humor. Not fond of it, but it is what it is. So I think we're going to see good things come out of Trump and William, guys. And this is the psychic in me that's coming through for you. Right? You mark your calendar, right? So anyway, I think it's going to be very positive, very, 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 very positive. He's jealous of Trump's here. I know, right? It's like, how did you get that comb over? It's like, that's incredible. And Trump's had surgery. He's got his, he pushed it together and all this stuff. They cut some scalp out, and so I saw this one guy that pointed it out. That's an expert in that field, and it's like, it is what it is. No, he looks good. All right, so now we're going to go into exposing the Democrats, and you guys are going to be informed. All right, you don't need to get pissed. I'm not pissed. I'm just like, God, guys, really? All right, so 1860 Republican party platform calls for one man, one woman marriage. Even all the way back then, Republicans are doing it. Ban on slavery, federal return of land to the people. Wow. So during a Lincoln-Douglas debates, U.S. Senator Stephen Douglas stated, Democrat, Illinois, I do not regard the Negro as my equal and positively deny that he is my brother or any kin to me whatever. Douglas became Democrat Party's 1860 presidential nominee. 1862, Republican President Lincoln signs bill to abolish slavery in Washington, D.C. In Congress, 99% of Republicans vote yes. 83% of Democrats vote no. The party of slavery. I'm not bullshitting here. This is fact. This is on the record. July 17, 1862, despite unanimous Democrat opposition, Republican Congress passed Confiscation Act so that slaves of the Confederacy shall be forever free. 1865, ban on slavery, 13th Amendment, passed U.S. House, unanimous Republican support, Democrat opposition. Sound familiar? Democrats oppose everything that's good for people. Ban on slavery, passed by U.S. Senate, 100% Republican support. So in Congress and in the Senate, 100% unanimous Republican support. And in the Senate, they had unanimous Democrat opposition in Congress, but 63 Democrat opposition. All right. So there's more of these. I just go on and on and on. How the Republicans are trying to pass laws. They work around President Johnson, who's a Democrat. Republican Congress in 1866 overrides veto of President Johnson, who took over after, he's a Democrat, who took over after President Lincoln was assassinated. Now, when Lincoln was assassinated, his guard, the guy that was supposed to be guarding him, took off. And everybody should have been like, where the hell were you? What the hell happened? And he said, well, he told me to go home. Yeah, right. Bullshit. And Ulysses S. Grant, he was invited to come to the theater. And Ulysses S. Grant said, no, I got some other things over here. I gotta catch a train. See you later. Can't make it, sorry. So he was set up, guys. He was set up so that Johnson could come in, a Democrat, and take over. Civil Rights Act of 1866 becomes law after Republicans overrode Johnson's, conferring rights of citizenship on black people. 1866, U.S. House passed Republican 14th Amendment to give due process and equal protection of the law to all citizens. 100% Democrat, no vote. I could just go on and on and on. Senate passed Republican 14th Amendment, giving the due process. Republican, 94% Republican, yes. 100% Democrats, no. They did not want, they want slavery, guys. Republicans reverse Andrew Johnson's veto, grant voting rights to black people in D.C., 1867. And it just keeps going on. So 1868, Republicans began impeachment trial of President Andrew Johnson, who said, this is a country for white men. You know how the Democrats were like, white privilege? We know who the privilege is, guys. It's the Democrat Party that's pushing this bullshit. This is a country for white men, and by God, as long as I am president, I shall be a government of white men, not women, because women don't have the vote yet either, and the Democrats are going to oppose the women vote. Yes, this is a white man's country. Let white men rule, said Republicans denounce national campaign theme in 1868 of the Democrat Party. So while campaigning for re-election, U.S. Representative James Hines, Republican of Arkansas, assassinated by Democrat terrorists organized by the KKK. All right, so here it is right here. 1869, Governor John Campbell, Republican Wyoming Territory, signs first in-nation law granting women right to vote and to hold office. 15th Amendment in 1870, ratified, giving vote to all Americans, regardless of race, passed House with 98% Republican support, 97% Democrat opposition. So you know how the Democrats are always saying they're the party for the women, and there's a lot of women are bullshitted by this. A lot of women are bullshitted by this. Remember Madonna? With her pussy hat and all those women with the pussy hats saying that they want to burn the White House down because Trump got elected. It just keeps going on, guys. 1870, women vote in Wyoming in first election after women's suffrage signed into law by Republican Governor John Campbell. Republican Congress passes Enforcement Act providing federal protection for Black American voters. 1871. 1956, 97 Democrats in Congress condemn Supreme Court's decision in Brown versus Board of Education and pledge to continue segregation. So Republican federal judge Frank Johnson rules in favor of Rosa Parks, striking down blacks in the back of the bus law. Civil rights leaders Martin Luther King and Ralph Abernathy vote for Republican Dwight Eisenhower for president. Then Dwight Eisenhower just comes in and kicks some ass too. Signs Republican Party's 1957 Civil Rights Act. 1957, Senator John Kennedy and Lyndon Johnson criticize President Eisenhower for deploying the 82nd Airborne Division to Little Rock, Arkansas, to force Governor Orval Faubus, Democrat, of course, to integrate public schools. 1960, President Dwight Eisenhower signs Republican Civil Rights Act 1960, overcoming 125-hour filibuster by 18 Senate Democrats. 1963, Republicans condemned Democrat Sheriff of Birmingham, Alabama, for arresting over 2,000 African American school children marching for their civil rights. And then the very this got a lot of news. 1963, Governor George Wallace, Democrat, Alabama, defies order to integrate Tuskegee High School by U.S. District Judge Frank Johnson, appointed by President Eisenhower. And it goes on and on. And it talks about Senator Robert Byrd, who did a 14-hour filibuster against, he was a Democrat from West Virginia, 1964 Civil Rights Act, who was a former poobah, whatever, of the Ku Klux Klansman. And of course, Hillary Clinton said, "Oh, he trained me." And then once that Ku Klux Klan stuff started coming out, she distanced herself. Who served in the Senate until his death in 2010. At Byrd's funeral, former Democrat President Bill Clinton said he once had a fleeting association with the Ku Klux Klan. No, he was a grand poobah. He wasn't a fleeting association. 1964, Senator Everett Dirksen, Republican of Illinois, criticized the Democrat filibuster against 1964 civil rights. They keep at it. They try to take away the civil rights of blacks and women constantly. These guys are evil. They've been evil and they still are. They're pushing all of these riots, guys, in our cities, the Democrats. It's unbelievable. Let's see what else I got. So President Ronald Reagan, of course, Republican, in 1982 signs 25-year extension of 1965 Voting Rights Act. So the Democrats can't come in and screw it up again. And September 28th, 2011, 90% of self-described liberals couldn't explain what a Jim Crow law is. This is a good one, too. 2014, Representative Nancy Pelosi, Democrat, of course, California, received the Margaret Sanger Award. Margaret Sanger said, "We don't want word to get out that what we are trying to do with the Negro Project is to eliminate the Negro population." Of course, this is, abortion. They pushed abortion. The Negro Project called for Ku Klux Klan members to get into positions of policy and media to cause the black community to begin to kill its own members. It encourages people to work against their own self-interest by rewarding bitter, violent individuals with power and media prestige. Kind of like these rappers, right? So today, Democrats work to fund Margaret Sanger's Planned Parenthood and convince you it's in your best interest to become sexually promiscuous and kill your babies, right? So there, it's clear. It's clear the Democrats are not good for America, right? They're trying to start riots. I think that we're right now in a silent civil war with the Democrats, guys. Of course, I know, I see them, right? But they're rioting in our cities, pushing for slavery rights again for illegal immigrants. All right, it's pathetic. It's pathetic how they've been able to stay in power. Absolutely sick. I'm sick of them. Chicago next. That's right, Steve. That's what Juan O'Savin said. Chicago's next. We'll see. But yeah, you guys know my intuitions and my remote views on this is that we're going to lose a lot of cities, right? And that's the Democrats. Will this be the final straw to get rid of these Democrats? Please. These people are sick. I agree. All right. Okay, guys. That's all I got for tonight. Stay in the love vibration. We're going to see something from Iran. I think it's going to be minimalist because they know if they go heavy, they're going to get hammered. So they're going to try and drag it out while they lick their wounds and try and regroup. So we'll see what happens. But still, stay alert, stay vigilant, stay in the love vibration because it will keep your intuition open to anything. You get the heebie-jeebies, you get that and feel right type thing. Listen to it. All right, listen to it. All right, lots of love. Please stay in that love vibration because it makes you effective. Send a lot of love to the Democrat Party in Iran. And I'll see you guys next time.